retrouve pour ce one-to-one, le live one-to-one Monaco. Merci d'être avec nous sur ce plateau. Merci d'être très nombreux. Hein. Vous êtes très nombreux à vous connecter. Vous êtes très nombreux aussi à agir, interagir. Donc continuez à nous faire part de vos réflexions, à poser nos questions à aux interlocuteurs tout au long de la journée, à nous faire part de comment vous avez vécu cette période de confinement, les questions que vous posez pour la suite. Vous avez déjà eu plusieurs témoignages entre Yann Rogers, entre Fabien Robineau, entre Thomas Husson. Voilà un peu des grandes tendances. Je vous conseille d'ailleurs pour ceux qui n'ont pas vu toutes ces sessions de les revoir en replay parce qu'il y a vraiment plein de choses qui ont été dites ou qui nous mettent au carré un peu sur tout ce qui nous arrive aujourd'hui. Donc voilà, n'hésitez pas, vous allez sur la session. Là, on est sur la session avec Matt Brittin de Google. Vous ouvrez, vous votez, vous posez des questions. Mais voilà, sur chacune des sessions, vous avez toujours la possibilité d'interagir. Alors, on va retrouver Matt Brittin en vidéo dans quelques instants. C'est le président du business et des opérations de Google. Il va nous parler comment on accélère évidemment ce e-commerce. Alors justement, Sonia Amama, qui est avec moi, directrice des one-to-one, pourquoi faire venir Google aujourd'hui à ce one-to-one, Monaco?
Alors, Google est présent chaque année en fait avec le one-to-one pour rencontrer en fait les différents acteurs du marché. Aujourd'hui, Matt, on ne le voit pas beaucoup non plus, donc c'est vraiment aussi l'opportunité d'avoir Matt qui a un très très gros poste en fait chez Google Europe.
Et un grand sportif, hein, il a fait partie de l'équipe olympique d'aviron.
Absolument.
Des Grande-Bretagne. Hein.
Donc il y a toujours des parties de personnalité qu'on ne connaît pas.
Oui.
Toujours est-il que début juillet, en fait, il annonçait l'engagement que Google avait pris en fait en Europe, au Moyen-Orient et en Afrique pour accompagner 10 millions de personnes et entreprises à retrouver finalement le chemin de l'emploi et la croissance sur les 18 prochains mois. Aujourd'hui, il nous précise les actions concrètes qui sont destinées à accélérer le commerce en lançant sur le mois de septembre en fait une initiative dédiée et en partenariat avec les acteurs du secteur. Donc c'est aujourd'hui pour Google le moyen aussi d'annoncer en exclusivité en fait tout ce qui va se passer au mois de septembre pour l'ensemble des acteurs du marché.
Voilà, pour cette accélération du commerce. Je vous propose de retrouver tout de suite Matt Brittin, donc le vice-président Europe de Google.
Hello, my name is Matt Brittin and I look after Google in Europe, the Middle East and Africa. Thanks for joining me. How can you kickstart your recovery and build a strong and sustainable business for the future in the midst of the pandemic and the economic crisis that's all around us still? Well, we've seen that digital tools have been a lifeline in the lockdown, and we can tell that they're going to be an important catalyst for economic recovery. And that's what this is all about. We want to help you to meet rapidly changing consumer needs as they happen using digital skills, smart tools, and real-time insights that can turbocharge your business. Let me introduce you to Janine Oberstdorf. She runs a pet nutrition store and a dog school called Heimathund in Menden in Germany. Like many of you, at the start of 2020, most of her sales were done in-store or on her training courses. She had an online presence, but it was a sideline. And when the crisis hit, she had to move really fast to focus almost entirely on online sales. And our tools were there to help her make that shift and make it quickly, so that she could show her stock availability and opening hours as they changed to her customers. And she was typical. Her online sales increased by over 30% during the lockdown. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has been felt by everyone, in all corners of the globe, by people, by businesses, by communities. And what we've all learned is how much of a lifeline the digital world has been in this lockdown. It's been a lifeline for all of us getting accurate news or health information, shopping, teaching our kids at home, staying connected with our loved ones. But also a lifeline for everyday businesses so that they can keep selling when premises were shuttered, to enable home working by millions, to help people find new customers and launch new products and services. McKinsey did some work that estimated that we've leapt forward in our use of technology by 5 years in as little as 8 weeks. That's enormous. A 60% increase in internet usage, a 30 times increase in the use of Google Meet, our video conferencing. We've seen search interest in e-commerce through terms like online shopping or how to buy online grow by 200% worldwide. All of this means it's really clear that online tools and capabilities will be a catalyst in the comeback. For health information, education, the economy, for people and communities, and for businesses like Janine's and like your business. At Google, we've long worked hand in hand with all of you and with communities around the world to help people thrive in an increasingly digital environment. And that's more important than ever. So recently, I launched our pledge, which is to help 10 million people and businesses in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa find jobs, digitize, and grow over the next 18 months. This is urgent, it's vital, and we are committing to help you. As business leaders, we have never seen times like this before. We've made hard decisions about how to keep our employees safe, how to connect with customers, how to keep operating under such difficult circumstances. For many, the focus has been to survive. Now we have to focus on how to thrive. There's a big opportunity to capitalize on digital demand and the new dynamics all around us. It's clear that retail will play a pivotal role in the recovery of economies all around the world. Jobs, exports, prosperity, and the social role of retail will be central to that recovery. If I look at what the EU Commission says, there are 3.6 million companies active in the retail sector in Europe, representing 4.5% of economic value added, accounting for around 9% of jobs in Europe. Retail is essential for consumers. Households spend up to a third of their budgets in retail shops. And the role of the retail industry in Europe's economic recovery can't be neglected. It should be central. And at Google, we've been working closely, not just with you, but also with your industry bodies to understand where and how we can best help accelerate that recovery. It's time to get your business ready for what's next. And that's why I'm delighted that we're going to kick off a month-long sprint of activity that's dedicated to helping you accelerate recovery and to help you to be ready for what comes next. Throughout this month, we're going to help you better understand consumer insights and how to turn those insights into immediate action in a really dynamic market. We'll also share free training and online events and tools and resources that will help your businesses build stronger digital presences for the future. As the world around us has changed, we have seen an acceleration in changes to shopper behavior. You can explore these in Google Trends. Let me give you a few themes that we've seen. Firstly, demand for virtual formats. In Spain, interest in virtual gym increased by 10 times. Searches for virtual pub quiz emerged in the UK, and searches for pharmacy app have grown globally by over 5 times year on year. Secondly, our expectations of home pickup and delivery have ramped up. Where I live in the UK, people have been searching for afternoon tea delivery, would you believe it? And search for compost delivery has increased by 10 times year on year. We've also seen a renewed appetite for live information. If you look at Google Maps, we've seen searches for gas station open, growing globally by over 10 times year on year. Searches for the quietest time to go shopping have also emerged, pretty clear why. And then changing demand from one category to another, from one product type to another, something that really amused me. I've seen that searches for smart casual have gone down, substituted by rising searches for loungewear. It's a great tool for looking at real-time changes in consumer behavior, but there's a bigger question, which is how much of this change will stick? And interestingly, 3 out of 4 consumers have tried new stores, new sites, and new brands. The majority of them expect to keep those post-COVID. So there's a huge opportunity to connect with new consumers and new customers right now. Now, we all know that in the digital world, consumer decision-making has become more complex. Our Decoding Decisions study looked at how that happens. We identified this messy middle, a space between the trigger and the purchase, which is where decisions are made more complex by the huge amount of information and huge amount of choice available to today's consumer. What we've seen is that there's a sort of cycle of exploration and evaluation as we go about figuring out what and how to buy. We also know that the messy middle has become even messier over the course of the pandemic. Our routines have been disrupted. Our preferred brands have often been out of stock. So our decision-making parameters have also changed. And consumers need more help than ever. They want help. They're more open to discovering new brands. They're more open to being influenced by new information, and they want you to help them decide. Now, this is a really big shift for you as a retail business. And we hear from you that more than ever, you need to do 4 things. Number 1, understand the consumer shift. Be really insights-led in real time. 2, respond to the shift, to be agile, to do something different as a result of what's going on. 3, to learn from what's happening, to be data-driven so that every time a consumer connects with you, you can improve. And then to be always focused on building trust, being privacy first, particularly in Europe, where people care a lot about their online safety and security. Now, doing these 4 things well will be vital to your recovery, and it will be vital for moving from surviving to thriving. And that's where we at Google can help. COVID also changed what we do and how we do it. It meant that we launched many new features and products very, very quickly to help you succeed. One of the things we announced was free product listings earlier this year, and we're on track to bring those to Europe, the Middle East, and Africa later in the year. Let me tell you a bit more about how Google can help you on that first thing, which is about being insights-led. Just like Janine in Germany, you have to understand how consumer behavior is changing. And we recently launched Rising Retail Categories. It's a tool you can find on Think with Google, and it services fast-growing, product-related categories in Google Search. Shows you the location where those searches are growing and the queries that are associated with them. Now, Media World, which is an Italian electronics retailer, used this type of insight to great effect. During the lockdown in Italy, all their stores were closed, and they were able to use these insights to help them to prioritize which product stock to hold. And they also adapted their advertising returns targets to ensure that they had the space to win incremental volumes from competitors. Secondly, being agile. You need to respond to the shift and reach the right people at the right moment. With smart shopping campaigns, your existing product feed and assets get combined with Google's machine learning. And that means we can show a variety of ads across different networks. Our systems pull from your product feed, and then they test different combinations of the image and the text that you provide and show the most relevant and best performing ads to your potential customers across the Google Search Network, the Google Display Network, YouTube, and Gmail. In Europe, smart shopping campaigns can be used with any comparison shopping service that you work with, so that the ads will show on general search results pages and on any other surfaces that the comparison shopping service has opted into. And in the Czech Republic, Kytary, which is a musical instrument and audio equipment retailer, used smart shopping campaigns to grow their sales. And to grow their sales from export to countries like the UK, they saw an 800% boost in revenue. Thirdly, you need to be data-driven to optimize. You want to respond by making sure your store is improving every time a shopper visits so that it makes it easy for them to shop with you. And Grow My Store is our tool which provides personalized reports to you on the key elements of the customer experience, including payment, returns, fulfillment, and many other things. It provides you with local benchmarks, trends in digital traffic, and best practice tips so that none of you is left behind and you can compete with the world's most sophisticated online retailers. And that's what Janine did in Germany. She used this tool and it helped her to drive a 5 times increase in revenue and a 5 times increase in online orders by making really simple changes to her e-commerce site based on the recommendations from Grow My Store. A couple of examples, just adding a search bar or displaying the user's shopping cart on every single page to prompt them to check out. Finally, you need to help shoppers join up online and offline. And that's why we recently updated Google My Business and our local inventory ads. These help connect local shoppers with the products they need quickly and promote your alternative fulfillment options like in-store or curbside pickup. Now, when somebody searches for a type of store or a product, they can quickly and easily see what local fulfillment options exist and whether something is in stock near them. Castorama, the DIY retailer, turned 100 stores into contactless click and collect points and activated local inventory ads. And they were able to balance existing shopping campaigns, which capture online demand, with local inventory ads to help support local stores in need. And the result, during the most peak weeks of the lockdown, their digital sales grew by 10 times. We've all seen how online tools have been a lifeline in the lockdown. We can all tell they're going to be a catalyst for the comeback, whether it's for health, information, education, or the economy, for people or communities, but also for businesses like Janine's and businesses like yours. Now, we recently conducted a large retail-focused project with Euromonitor. We looked at the physical retail, e-commerce, and marketplace sales across retail industries in 10 different countries. And here's what was found. In the next 5 years, winning retailers are going to need to deliver integrated online and offline experiences, because as consumers shop both online and in store, multi-channel and marketplaces are going to drive nearly 90% of the sales growth in the next 5 years. So it's and, not or. The future of retail is not about either physical or online. Retailers are going to need to move on from focusing solely on where the transaction's happening to refocus on integrating online and offline experiences. Consumers are going to expect these experiences to be seamless, but also they're going to expect retailers to help them navigate that messy middle of decisions and that overwhelming amount of choice. And that's your opportunity. Get in front of them when they're looking for you and complete that transaction. The one thing we can be certain of is there's more change and more uncertainty ahead. It's also a huge opportunity to introduce yourself to new customers, to be more helpful, and to win more business. Times like these remind us how important it is to work together, to seize that opportunity and to build a better path to the future for you, for your customers, and for economic recovery. In these ever-changing times, at Google, we're here to help. I want to say thank you for watching, and thank you for your partnership, and we look forward to working with you to accelerate your business into the future with success.
Voilà, merci Matt Brittin, vice-président Europe Google, qui nous a dit beaucoup de choses encore évidemment sur ce monde qui s'accélère, ce monde du e-commerce. Il n'y a pas eu de rupture commerce. Et puis il a parlé de beaucoup de sujets. Vous avez vu comment il fallait se réinventer comment s'adresser à ces nouveaux clients. C'est tout ça dont on vous propose tout au long de cette journée. Ça va se poursuivre. On est ensemble déjà depuis 9h ce matin et on en a encore pour un moment cet après-midi avec tout un tas de sujets. Il y a des cas clients, il y a encore des tables rondes, il y a des grandes marques qui vont venir témoigner. Et puis c'est l'occasion aussi pour vous de réagir. Encore une fois, on vous le dit, vous allez sur la session, là ça va être la session table ronde sur les marketplaces. Vous pouvez interagir, vous pouvez poser vos questions, vous pouvez réagir, peut-être aussi faire part de vos réflexions aux intervenants. Voilà, dans quelques instants, enfin là tout de suite, on va à peine se quitter que je vais passer la parole, le plateau, à Flore Fauconnier qui est principale consultante chez The Trace et elle va recevoir Fabien Versavo. Vous le connaissez, c'est le patron de Rakuten en France. Thomas Métivier qui est le patron de la marketplace chez Cdiscount. Et puis il y aura aussi Ilya Chirokov qui est le cofondateur de Joom. Donc vous voyez des marques qui sont en train, alors, oui, des pure players, mais qui sont en train aussi de se réinventer aussi par rapport à ce e-commerce. Voilà, restez avec nous tout de suite. Donc l'avenir des marketplaces, si ça vous intéresse, préparez vos questions aussi à nos intervenants. Ils arrivent tout de suite derrière, sur ce plateau là, sur votre écran.